Hello everyone and welcome to the channel for some more PGA Tour 2K25. And if you're one of the many people throughout the PGA Tour 2K community that struggles with putting, whether it be how much weight and power to apply or reading the break from any distance, be it short or long, then hopefully this video is for you and it helps you gain more consistency and lower your scores, whether you're just a casual player or you've got a highly competitive streak and you love to compete, because who doesn't want lower scores? And maybe you're brand new to the franchise with 2K25, or maybe, like myself, you're a well-seasoned player and you've been playing since the golf club that originally launched back in 2014, and you fancy learning a few new little tips or tricks and techniques for putting. I have two of them here, in particular for reading the break on the green, and a couple of ways as well. Sort of the same. They both kind of tie into each other for getting the weight and power. So yeah, make sure to stick around. I'm going to do sort of two parts of this video. I'm going to try and not make this first part go on too long with demonstrating the different techniques, and then provided it doesn't go on too long, I will hopefully do a speed run style of either a front or back nine on a course, or if there is enough time, a full 18, and I will be demonstrating one from obviously playing the full course, every single shot, see how quickly we can get through. Can't guarantee a low score because I will be speed running it, but just to show you pretty much how consistent one in particular that you will see me using all the time in my videos of the methods for putting that I use is. So without dragging it on too much longer, I do want to show you my golf bag. I do have 4 golf bags going at the moment, and we are on golf bag 4. That was the last one I was using. As you can see, I'm only working on all these Titleist clubs now at the moment. I do have the Titleist putter, the Scotty Cameron. It is evolved up to Sapphire. This is the club bag, or this is the golf bag that we are going to be using for this video. But all of my bags are the same. I will show you them all now in a moment. Absolutely no fittings whatsoever on any of the clubs. I do not use them, and also the same with the ball. As you can see, I have not evolved this Pro V1X up to Emerald even yet, but again, I do not use any fittings. So golf bag number 3 that I have, then I'm working away on the Callaway clubs too. Because I just wanted a golf bag, to be honest, with each of the club sets. So I'm gonna skip number 2 for a second, and we're gonna go to number 1. As you can see, we got the TaylorMade Sim Max set. Apart from the putter, which I only added in, I was using the Scotty Cameron on this bag as well, but I swapped it out for the Spider X Navy. I have to work on that. But again, we're about to evolve that up to Emerald and then get it up to Sapphire. But once again, I am not going to put any fittings whatsoever onto it. Again, here, as you can see, this ball, the TP5X, no fittings. So again, I did show that with this one as well. Yeah, Pro V1X, no fittings. And is this Pro V1X? The Pro V1X, again, no fittings. No fittings on absolutely any clubs whatsoever. I do not like them. Apart from, as you can see, yes, I do obviously I was given a code by 2K for the for an early release, early look at the full game back on the 14th. So that did include, it was for the Legend Edition, and did include obviously the Clubhouse Season Pass. I have finished off the pass, and obviously I have unlocked this Mizuno driver, and it's the only one that I can find in the game. So if I'm missing something somewhere, or it does unlock and I haven't gotten it yet, this is the only one that I can find, and I did want a bag with Mizuno clubs. So I just used this one in career, just messing around. I'm just flying through different golfers now for just getting all the other shot types unlocked for like Powerhouse and stuff like that. But that is literally the only club that has fittings applied to it. Again, throughout the bag, none of the other Mizuno clubs, putter included, have anything, and neither does the ball. I won't use this competitively, although to be honest, in another video I can talk about it. It doesn't really make a big bloody difference, to be honest. So without messing around too much more, let's get ourselves down. We're going to go into the practice range first, and we will go through the different techniques that I have, the 2 techniques that I use for reading the breaks, and then pretty similar, but the 2 techniques that can be applied. For one uses the marker, and the other one, you don't touch it at all. They're basically the same for applying power to your putts. And just before I do forget, and we do go out onto the practice range, this is my green skills at the moment. So as you can see, we've got the chip shot and stuff, but we're not concerned about chip shots. For putting, I do have all of these unlocked. And we are up as far as I've started doing the leg, but obviously I'm maxed out on all my skills now at the moment, so I cannot go any further. But to be perfectly honest, You shouldn't need to worry about your putt rhythm, unlocking all of these. Once you can, I was perfectly fine after a few rounds, and I got a feel for the weight, etc., and stuff like that. Any subtle little changes, although the core mechanics of the game have not changed pretty much at all, apart from just very subtle little differences throughout the series. Just your base putt shot or shot type should be perfectly fine. You shouldn't need to worry about these. These will obviously help improve you a little bit, but once you have just the base skill, you should be fine. And then also, as you can see, this is all of my skills at the moment. I'm level 100, overall 99. And there's my rhythm now 69, put weight 60, put rhythm 61, put path 61, and put contact to 60. So, I mean, they're not overly high. They're not. I haven't bumped them up to be matching the likes of power or anything like that and get the best possible thing, best possible attributes out of it. So they're kind of in the, I class them as the kind of the mid-range. I am on the sculptor archetype as well, but archetypes, from what I can tell, shouldn't really matter too much. All right, fair enough. It might be a little bit easier with one over another, strengths and weaknesses. But again, I'm in the low 60s on all my puts for the skills, and I'm very, very consistent now with these methods. So yeah, let's get ourselves down without wasting any more time. Okay, so here we are down on the practice green, and we're not going to change this putt for a while. We're just going to focus on two things first. So we're going to mess around with this putt for a little bit for a couple of things. And the first one is we're going to work on getting the power and weight right. So firstly, what I do want to do is I do want to go into the settings, and I want to show you what way I've got this set up for it, because things may be different depending if you're playing in a particular society or something like that. As you can see, I do have auto mulligans on, so we can just keep taking the same shot over and over again a few times and get a feel for things. But you may be in a society where there's no shot feedback, no vibration, anything like that, and more importantly, if you are used to using it, there is no putt preview. So as you can see, I always play on master swing, and I have rhythm preference, everything on. I do have vibration set for transition only for this, and I have obviously put previews on unlimited. Is there anything else? Obviously then, I say we have the shot feedback on, but there may be instances, there may be societies, as I think, I am not 100% sure, but I believe, especially up on the higher tours or higher tiers of TGC tours, should I say, that putt preview may not be available. Obviously, if you're off the green and you press your shot modifier to add spin or attack angle or anything like that, you'll be able to see the shot feedback there. But when you're on the green, it won't be there at all. Not until you strike the ball, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but that is how we are set up for this now. So I'm not going to use any putt previews. What we want to do first is we want to get a feel for the power. Now, there's a couple of ways in this. This one is not really the best example. As you can see down at the bottom right there, it's 16 feet to the pin and it is up 1 inch. Now, I am going to push my marker all the way off out here. So just say you're messing around or whatever, you're reading the greens, you're not happy with it, you want to reset. This goes for any shot on or off the green. On PlayStation, just press R1 and you will automatically reset back to where the game defaulted you at. Marker distance, the whole lot. On Xbox, that should be your right bumper. If you're playing on PC, the key binding should be to that as well. On controller, if you're playing mouse and keyboard, unfortunately I do not know those key bindings, so we're going to stay with this at the moment. We are not going to adjust the aim. What we want to do is, first off, we want to work on the power. So as you can see, going by the beads, a little bit uphill towards the end. It's kind of leveled very slightly downhill at the initial part of the putt, and what we want to do is we want to do a little bit of a count. Now the count basically involves, for every 10 feet you do essentially like a one count, or a one, if you want to do like the 1 Mississippi kind of count, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi kind of thing. You'll find once you get a bit of practice, do it for a little while, you'll get a feel for how much you need to how fast you need to count. That's why we have the shot feedback on, as well as the vibration. And so what I'll do here is, because it's only up 1 inch, I'll see if I can find one then that has a bit of a better elevation change, so I can properly demonstrate it properly. But we'll do this now. We'll see if we can get just over between a 1 and a 2 count. And I'm just going to look at my golfer. I'm going to do it as I normally do, but you feel free to watch the shot feedback. So we're going to go 1, 2, pop it on 2. A little bit of an underswing, but as you can see, I pretty much got the distance there. Let's try that again. Obviously, we're not aiming for the hole. This is just to get a feel for the weight of the putt and how much power to put on it. So 1, 2. Again, just 2%. I think it's 62% is the weight required. 62%. We got a 60%. Let's see if we can get it perfect. So 1, 2, pop it. 61%. So again, we're getting a little bit more consistent. We're getting a feel for the putts. One more time. We go 1, 2. There we go. Perfect weight. A little bit overpower on the rhythm, so it gave us a little bit extra power. Sometimes that can work out in your favor, but what we're trying to do here, as I say, we're just trying to get a little bit of consistency up with getting the weight and the power, getting it as close to the hole as possible. 1, 2. Again, slide underswing, but the power on the rhythm, the 1.22 on the power. So 1, 2. A little bit extra power there again, so I need to slow my push forward. That's one thing that I see a lot of comments is people getting the push forward. So 1, 2. Again, I'm still a little bit fast. Let's speed this up a little bit. I do want to try and get it perfect with the transition and rhythm. 1, 2. A little bit underswing. Okay, we're starting to get the rhythm in check. 1, 2. We're slowly but surely getting there, but you get the idea. We're getting this close. We're getting the distance on it. So 1, 2. All right, we got it perfect on that there, and it's within the range. Pretty much all the methods that I show, provided you're not too overpowered, if you do miss, you should not go past by much. Let's see if we can find, let's see what over here will be like for elevation changes. That is down 6 inches, right? So let's try this. So obviously we're down 6 inches now. As you can see, it's 23 feet to the pin. Again, we're not worried about the aim. We are just worried about getting the power. So I would take about 5 off that and bring that. So 6 inches down, I'll take about 5 off. I wouldn't take the full 6 inches, leave an inch on there. And so that would leave it to be 18. So again, just shy of a 2 count. Now, this is going to go miles to the right, obviously, with the lie of the ball. But let's just see what a 1.5 to 2 count will get. So we go 1, 2. And pretty much it's gotten its distance. Had we aimed out accordingly, might have been fairly close. So 1, 2. Pop it down there. Not too bad of an underswing. A little bit overpower. I think they kind of actually balance each other out. As you can see, it is level with the hole. Do excuse me. I had a can of Coke and it's badly repeating on me. So let's pop ourselves over here. I just want to find something that's maybe about a foot or so. Maybe about a foot or so uphill. Right. Okay. Right. Fair enough. It's not a foot up. It's not major. It's only 4 inches. So when I said that there's kind of two ways that I would do the shot power. The first is obviously, again, I'll move the marker off out there and I'll reset it back. That's where the game is defaulted me on the putt. Every single time, as soon as the game loads you up for a putt, it's going to default the marker at a certain distance. I do generally not move that at all. And as I say, it's up 4 inches. I'm not going to move it, so I'm going to add 6 onto that in my head. I'm going to add 50% of the elevation value on for an uphill. So that's going to be closer to a 3. Let's see what a 3 will do. So 1, 2, 3. A little bit extra on the power. Very nearly got that in. It is a double breaker. But as you can see, I missed it, but I didn't go too far past. So we go 1, 2, 3. As you're saying that final number, that's when you want to be pushing forward. It's just about getting the push forward more so under control. So 1, 2, 3. Again, a little bit overpowered. But as you can see, we're not missing the hole by much. Obviously, we would need to adjust for the aim. And need to read the green a little bit. So 1, 2, 3. And again, very close to going in. Now what I'm going to do is, will I use this one? I'm going to go for the different spot, just because obviously I know that I'm probably going to, let's see, if I aim out about here. 1, 2, 3. And, oh, we got all perfect on that, actually. Just again, barely missed it a little bit. But I'm going to find a different spot now. And I'm going to show you about reading the green. I'm going to go not too far out. So that's pretty much, that's what I do for the power. Actually, sorry, no, I will not do that, because I want to show you the other technique. So again, right now it's saying up 5 inches. It's changed apparently. There's been a shift in the shape of the green. Another way to do it then, as I say, is what people will do is they'll add it on. Now, you may have it where you have your distances on. I should have actually put that on. But pretty much this marker should be aimed at roughly around about 30 feet. So if we zoom down here, press triangle, that's going to be roughly around about 6 or so feet there, 6 or 7 feet past the hole that marker is. And so that's going to equate to pretty much 7 inches uphill equivalent if we were to put it past. So add the 7 inches onto the 23 feet. That gives you your 30 inch, or 30 feet, should I say, not 30 inches. That would be quite a short putt. But that's another thing I say that people will do, is they'll come back to here, they'll bring the marker level with the hole, they'll say, okay, it's 23 feet to the pin. Obviously, again, I say I have everything set down at the bottom right of my screen. I did forget to put it on, but if you have your distances and stuff set over the marker, you'll be able to do this a lot easier, and then you'll be putting it up. So as I say, 30 feet. So you put your marker out to 30 feet, which is roughly in and around about here. If I press R1, wasn't too far off. Considering I don't have the numbers there, but that's pretty much what people will do, and I say that is pretty much most of the time what the game will default you to anyway. But that is another way to do it, that if you're not sure, if you feel that maybe you need to adjust the marker's distance a little bit, that's what a lot of people have been doing for many years now, is just adding whatever the value of your uphill is, add 50% onto that, and then add it onto the actual distance of the putt. So now let's just plop ourselves down, not too far from the hole, but something with a decent little bit of break. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it run for a couple of seconds, and I will take a screenshot, and then when I'm editing the video, I'll do a description with little lines and dots and stuff like that to represent and to be able to describe a lot better as to what I'm looking for. But I'll describe it as best as I can. So let's get a little bit further back than that. A little bit further back. Maybe a little bit more. Over here somewhere. Okay, right. So I'm going to let this run now for a second. And I'll take a screenshot, and then I can do all of this part in editing. So when I return to actually take the putts, it'll be now the live gameplay. Okay, so here we are now in the screenshot of that putt, and it may look slightly different dependent. Obviously it's still going to be going on in the background. It can fluctuate and change. You will notice that the beads, if you do let it cycle a few times, that the beads may appear at different locations. That's why I tend to, once you get feel for it, you can do it quickly and get the initial read. But otherwise, if you do let it cycle, you will notice that they rotate and they'll come back to that initial cycle of where they crossed from one line to the other. But basically what I do is, the second the putt loads up and I get onto the green, I am doing a few things all at once. I am imagining a straight line going directly from the ball to the hole. It doesn't matter what slope the green is at, just get yourself a straight line going from that ball to the hole. And what you want to do is, as you can see, just before I put the straight line up in the hole, you will see that just before the hole, you will see one of the green beads is directly in the path of the ball and the hole, where to be perfectly straight now, drawing that straight line. So we'll pop the straight line down over it now, and you will see that that bead is now being covered. So that bead now tells me that I want to look at the other beads and see where they are in relation to that one at that particular point, and that's going to give me the read at the green. Again, if they are moving a little bit faster, and you can see that the for this instance it's a left to right break. If it's more severe the break, if it's bordering, even sometimes still in the green, but if it's bordering definitely into a yellow or more, obviously you will need to go out past the different lines. I will, if not have done so already, I can't remember now, I will describe about doing the half, one and a half, and two lines out and stuff like that. But going back to where we are, we have that one bead has hit that imaginary line that we've drawn, and then there is 4 more beads. So there's the one just before the hole, there's the one just below the grip of the club, there's one just below my golfer's knee, and then there's the one just above his left toe there. So I want to look at all those. As the second that first bead passes that line, I want to see where those other ones are and see which one is the furthest one out to give me the best possible read. And from what I can see, the one just below his knee, which I'll highlight the others in red, but the other one in green, just below his knee, that's pretty much where I want to aim out. Aim my marker out to about that distance to that first green line left of the hole, and that is pretty much roughly where I want to put. So hopefully I've described that fairly well and demonstrated it with the lines and dots on screen. We'll get back to the live gameplay now. Okay, so we're back with the live gameplay, pre-editing, and hopefully I was able to describe that and show it as best as possible for you guys to say. I am a little bit limited with the way I have to do things on PS5. Hopefully that will change soon when I eventually get this bloody PC built, but that's for another day. So I have two techniques for reading putts. One, you will see me, if you watch my videos, you will see me do one all of the time. Another one I can do, if I'm just not overly confident and maybe I want to double check, I will go and do this other one. One thing that you will need to make sure if you are playing with green grids on is come over to your settings and I believe, yes, cameras, and make sure that you have approach and putting cameras set to off. If you are playing on True Sim, where you're not allowed to have the scout camera, etc., you will need to turn this on. And the reason why you need to turn it on there is because if you don't have it turned on, it's not going to let you come down into what we call the worm cam. For those who don't know, the worm cam is obviously you're just right down on the ground, looking down here. And then if you want to move back and forward, for me, it may be different for you depending on your controller setup. I'm not sure. But for me, I just push forward and back on the right analog stick, and that will allow me to move backwards and forwards. Again, don't worry about the distance of your marker because you can always reset that. Even if I zip all the way down here, press triangle, markers all the way down there, I just press R1. Resets the whole thing back to where it was. So down in the worm cam, what do we want to do with this method that you don't really see me use on camera anymore? Well, that is simply, as I say, just pushing the right stick backwards and forwards. And what I'm doing is, as I get towards a grid line, I'm watching the beads, and I just kind of let the beads... I'm sorry about this bouncing. This has been a thing now for years. I don't know what it is, where it just jumps up and down like this. But yeah, I'm just watching the beads, and I'm just letting the beads tell me where the ball is going to go, judging on how pacey they're going. And from what I can tell just quickly now, as I reach the hole, it looks to me like, without moving the marker, then resetting the marker, that I'm going to want to aim, that the ball is going to end up here, roughly around about there, should I not adjust the marker if I just aim dead for the hole. So obviously it's a left to right break. I want to go off out this way. Now what we'll do is, I say I don't use it at all myself, but we will do a putt preview and see how close I am with that. So here's a putt preview and see how much it's going to break. I see it's going to take a sharp turn, and it should, looking at that, as you can see, it's starting to turn back nicely to the hole. So let's take a putt with that. Again, 20 feet up one, so we'll give it a 1, 2, a little bit of an underswing. So let me try that. It was a bad underswing, actually, to be honest. I counted a little bit too fast there. So 1, 2, there we go. Perfect, perfect. And where is it going to get to? Again, didn't get us to the hole, but it got us in there. In there nice and close for a tap in. So if we were to push that marker out a little bit, because obviously we're aiming a little bit uphill now, let's do our putt preview again. I say just do this for a while and you'll get a feel. Obviously with different speeds of greens, we actually need to bring that back in just a tiny little bit. It's not as far out. So say about there. 1, 2. I have badly... Oh no, I actually felt like I overswung that one. But again, look at that. That was turning right to the hole. I say once you do this, you get a feel for it. Just make your little adjustments. 1, 2. A little bit underswing. Perfect on the rhythm. So we did underpower that one. Oh, badly underpowered that one actually. 1, 2. I say once you're looking, you'll get a feel for it as well, that as you're pulling back, if you want to just look at your feedback while you're doing it, or if you want to be looking at your golfer and just out of the corner of your eye, just see that feedback light up blue. So go 1, 2, you'll see it subtly light up, not right up, but light up blue, or a little bit past. So I must have adjusted the marker for a bit more weight there, but you get what I'm talking about. And once you do this for a while, do your practice drills basically here, or even out on a course or something like that. Maybe you design your own course, do it in the designer there, and just keep on practicing your putts from different distances as well. The other putting method that I will have shown in the screenshot is the one that we're going to talk about now. So pretty much I don't want to do this one again. I want to do a different putt now from a different angle. Let's see if we can get a different... We'll come over here. We'll just see. Okay, so straight away, as I will have described, I'm looking at the beads. My aim is just to get it close. It's 19 feet. If it goes in, it goes in. We just imagine that this is for a birdie putt. Again, no putting technique is guaranteed to drop every single putt, every single time. So you are going to get misses. The idea is just to get consistency with getting it close to the hole. If it drops in, it drops in. But once you're getting it close to the hole, you're on the right path. So straight away, with me looking at these beads, this is telling me, because of the severity of the break, I want to go a minimum of 1.5 out. Now, what I will say is, if I didn't say it in the editing process, is when I say 1.5 out, I'm talking when you're counting from the hole in terms of the vertical green lines going from the bottom of your screen towards the far end of the green. So I'll say a half out would be to there, 1 out would be to that first grid line there, 1.5 would be halfway to there. That would be 2 out for the second green line, and so on and so forth, up to 3, 4, 5, whatever it may be. Hopefully you don't ever have a break where you're going off up here. But I'm straight away going to say this is actually probably more towards a 2. So let's say what at least a 2 will do. I want to make sure that my marker is not moving on me in distance-wise. So we'll go with 2. I'm not going to do the putt preview. And we'll just say this is going to be about 23 feet to the pin with that elevation. So 1, 2... little bit underswing, bad underswing actually. As I say, even I can get it wrong. It's not guaranteed to get you dropping in the hole every single time, but we'll try that again. So 1, 2, that's a little bit better, a little bit overpowered. Bang, there we go. So where I read that there, obviously it's mulligans on, so it's not going to change. It's the exact same putt each time. So 1, 2, pop it down there, a little bit underswing. So even if you do underswing, you're not going to be going missing by much, hopefully, with any luck. 1, 2, pop it down there, and little bit overpower, 1.11% on the power there, with a 0.01% extra on the rhythm. So 1, 2, and that is pretty much what I do for every single putt. Is straight away I'm looking at those beads, and as I would have described in the editing process with the screenshot, that is what I'm looking for every single putt. If I didn't describe it, basically, because I think the image, if I recall correctly, will have allowed for maybe about a grid line break. Pretty much, if you're seeing a severe slope like this, where it's bordering to be, as you can see here, the grid lines are wanting to turn from green to yellow. Obviously, you know you're going to be outside. You're going to be outside this grid line. But if you're anywhere, like, I mean, you can get 30-foot putts where you might only need to aim out this far, and it's all about judging the speed of them. Now, we did have a double break there earlier on. I can't for the life of me remember where it was, so I'm not going to try and find it. But we'll go back into the. We just say, for example, it's going like this now. Say these first 2 grid lines are going as they are, and maybe these 2 grid lines here are flipping back the other way. Just for sake of argument, we'll just say that that's what the putt is. What I want to do then is I want to look through both of the techniques, if not just one of them, depending on how I'm feeling with my putts on any particular day or any particular round. I want to just look at the beads and guess, right, it's going to bring it off out to at least here before it's going to start taking a turn back and maybe end up here. So what that would tell me then is that I need to aim out about here in order to allow for the ball to come down and then be able to turn back and head towards the hole. As I say, with every single putting method, no matter what one it is, it's all about obviously getting it as close to the hole as possible, if not dropping it in the hole. You're not going to get it in every single time, but again, it's about getting more consistent. So let's try that again. So 1, 2, a little bit overpower, a little bit underpower. We left ourselves with a par putt there, were that to be a birdie putt. So 1, 2, a little bit overpowered, just skirt past the back of the hole there. So that's what we did, get a perfect on the transition. So 1, 2, and we'll do one more demonstration, very slightly underpowered, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to check how long this will all have been so far, and we'll either do a speed run of a 9 or full 18 holes. So 1, 2, and if you are, in fact, finding this video anyway helpful, do make sure to drop it a like, comment down below if it has helped you, and if you have not done so already. I never usually ask this early in the video. 1, 2, if you haven't done so, do hit that subscribe button. Only takes you a second, it doesn't cost anything, and it helps me out greatly. So 1, 2, and we're gonna leave it at that. That is all I do for putts. Again, I'm gonna now, as you can see, I won't use them anyway, but I will turn off the I'll turn off the putt preview. That's the one. So all the way back to 0, that's how I do it. I'll leave the others on just because I am going to speed run it. But I am obviously also practicing myself to keep up consistency where if I don't have, what's the one? Shot feedback and stuff and vibration permitted in a round. So let's get us, I'm going to go and pick a course. And it'll be either 9 or 18 holes. So I hope you've enjoyed it this far. If you don't want to check out the round, feel free to head on about your day now. But if you do want to see how consistent I get, I say I may not shoot a low score, I may shoot a low score. It's all about seeing how quickly I can do the round and how consistent and how good this particular putting method can be. And let's see how it goes. Okay, so I selected the course. It is Royal Blackrock Australia designed by the Bauer 199321. And this has been ported across from 2K23. I do not recall ever playing this course on that game before. I possibly did, but I say I don't remember. But he does describe in his little post on Facebook, said, looks cleaner and crisper than ever. Feels much more like a sandbelt course now with rock hard ground and extremely penal bunkering. Enjoy. So I've set ourselves up to be on the gold tees. Those are the tips. Going to leave everything on default. And let's have a look and just see exactly what our conditions are. So we're going to have firm fairways, firm greens, and fast green speeds. So they are going to be playing quite fast. All right, with an 8.1, measuring 6,893 yards from the gold tees, from the tips. Let's get ourselves down there, because if my calculations are correct, I hopefully should be able to get a full 18 holes in. Let me just take a quick sip of the Coke. And I have remembered to turn John off this time. Now, if the round does cut out before the 18, it just means that I feel like it's going on a bit too long. But I say I am going to speed run it. I'm not going to commentate like I would with a course playthrough or anything like that. You will hear me. I'll just be mumbling away as if I'm playing by myself. And let's see what we can do. So we've got a 7-mile-per-hour wind, par 4 to kick it off. Let's get it down there. First swing of the day. I literally have not played around at all yet today. I've just started recording this video for you guys. So speed run it, we're going to speed through every single hole. We are in the rough off the first tee. Ball's a little bit above the feet, 7-mile-per-hour wind left to right, 208 down, take 11 off that, down 33, so 207, 197. I want to bring that back to there. It is running downhill, a little bit of adjustment there. And send it in. Again, on master swing, I have everything the way that I usually have it set up in generally. Just off the green a little bit. We'll try and putt from off the green for fun. So let me see, 6 yards is going to be what, 18, so about 1, 2, boom, pop it up. No, that is way too short. Still not too bad. We can get a par putt out of it. Again, I could easily shoot over par on this, or I could get just a massive string of birdies and shoot right under par. So moving on to hole number 2, we are going to have another par 4, 8-mile-per-hour wind in the face. We are on a 3-wood. I don't want that. I want to swing with the driver. We are playing with the Titleist clubs again. I'm not using the quote-unquote pay-to-win driver. Again, it doesn't really add on much. Balls below the feet on an uphill, 147, up 11, add 4 on, 151. And then add on the 7 for the wind, 158. So we'll pop that up bang on for a 9-iron. With the wind and with the lie of the ball, let's just send it in there and see what happens. We are on the green, so straight away, I'm going to skip him. And we're going to say that's no more than a half out. 1, 2, pop it down there, a little bit overpowered. Dog, shut up. I may need to stop the recording and get her to quiet down first. She put me off on that putt right as I was taking it. We'll pop it in for another par. Okay, bear with me 2 seconds. I will be right back. Alright, okay, dog is out of the room. Let's go. I nearly broke my headphones in the process. I stepped on the wire, yanked them straight out of the back of the mic. Before any, we don't worry about that. We're just going to go bang. Wind has died down while I was getting the dog out. Every time. I got delayed with recording this video as well because of noise from outside was way too loud this time. 211 with the wind. Choke back a little bit on that. Maybe a little bit of that. Oh, this is a par 5. Didn't even notice that. I got completely distracted. So we have ourselves on pin high for an eagle putt about 10-12 feet. Again, about half out. So 1, pop it down, drop it in, and we are 2 under par. And yeah, still need to get this challenge done for two eagles back to back. All right, is this a par 3? No, par 4. Oh, it's drivable potentially. Oh, that's a terrible pin. Let's just hit it down there. It doesn't matter if we get on. Oh, we are getting on. Are we going to hold the green? Oh, no, we are down into one of these very penal bunkers. There is no fringe even around them. Right, let's see how the first splash shot of the day goes. We'll just do that. And then we'll do about that there. Ooh, massive overpower. We are going off the green, as I say. I may go over par on this. Let's try a little chip shot. But pretty much what I want to do... That's a birdie? Was that for birdie? Was it par 5 on 2? I'll save that replay because I can zip around the course then and get a thumbnail. But I think that was actually for birdie, so we should be 3 under. Let's come on. We're slowing down here. Trying to speed run this round. Yes, we are 3 under par just out there. So that was for birdie. Nice chipping. All right. Wind is trying to pick up again. Driver off the tee. Let's go. Down there and just into the rough, but we're not too worried about that because we have pretty much almost a perfect lie. 171 down 8, take 3 off. It's going to be 168, add on 7, 175. Just choke back. That should be perfect for the 7 iron. Didn't even adjust the aim. Wind should bring it back and control it. Let it settle down there. Again, we're around about 10 feet no more, 8 feet, a little bit more out. Say we'll go about there. 1, pop it down. Into the hole it goes. Rhythm wasn't perfect, but it was a little, but it balanced itself out just nicely. So as you can see, I have obviously quite a lot of experience using this method, so it's a lot easier for me. I can just do it pretty quick once you get some practice with it. It is a very, very consistent and reliable method for putting. I know a good few people that do use this. 91 is pretty much what this is playing. We'll just pull back a little bit and pop that up there. That should sit fairly quick. Again, I think we're around about 10 feet. Bang on 10 feet. And I think we want to go about a green line. So 1, pop it down and drop it in. And that takes us to 5 under par through, is that 6 holes? Is that 6 holes? I don't know. Wasn't paying attention. 6 holes, yeah, so 5 under through 6, 172 down 20, we're around 21, take off 7, that's going to be 165, 161 with the wind. We'll take a 158 in. We got a little bit of a backstop there that we can rely on. Again, playing on master swing. And I say we go no more than half, so 1. And speed it up, drop it in. That is 6 under through 7. Again, I do not recall playing this course. It does not seem familiar. It could have been very early, maybe in the days of 2K23. If it even came across from 2K21, I do not know. Send that down there. But I do not recall this course. I do remember playing something with Australia in the name, but I genuinely cannot remember it. So, 121. Gonna call that about 116-ish. To be honest, actually, yeah, 56 degree might be okay. Send it in. A little bit of extra power and sit it there. That's money. I'm just going to push that through the break. Very, very subtle. No need to worry about it. We are now 7 under through 8. So, have we had a par 3 yet? I actually don't know. I wasn't paying attention. 292. Oh, we can drive this anyway. If we choke back a little bit on that and put a good bit of fade on it, maybe. This is probably going to go horribly wrong. Whoops. We're OB on that, I think. Whoopsie. This ball's going to the shops. Get the newspaper or something, I don't know. Oh, God, no, that's not out of bounds. Now we're in trouble. Now we're in a spot of trouble. Let's, I don't know what to do here, because I don't know if I can get this up and over the bloody wall. Let's put some draw on that. I have no idea what's going to happen here. All right, we got it over the wall. Now we are faced with a monumental putt for birdie. Let's see how good this goes. Up, down, and all around. Looking at those beads, I am going to pop this right off out here. So this is 6 up 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. A little bit extra on the power. Please start turning ball. Let's speed that up. No, but that got us in nice and close for essentially a tap-in par after a horrendously bad attempt at a fade off the tee. But we didn't drop a shot. I actually thought that was going to be OB there. Genuinely thought I screwed myself over. Right, let's just Send that down there and speed that up because I keep forgetting to do that. We're trying to get through the round as quickly as possible so I can squeeze in an intro and keep this under an hour. 79 yards with the wind coming out of the rough. I think we'll just put a little bit of spin. We're pretty much perfect. This is probably going to go a little bit past just because we have got a false front. I want to make sure we get on there. Sit there, that'll do about 15 to 20 feet, 17, and I'd say we're going to break no more than about a half. So we are 5 inches down the hill. Oh, caught the lip. And that is one thing that you do need to be careful of if you have got a downhill. If you do miss, you, oh damn it, can potentially end up in a situation like this, where things are now potentially going to be a drop shot. Let's get that back up on the green and try and just scramble away with one bogey. So unfortunately, that's the end of our birdie streak, but not to worry, I'm not going to let that get into my head. We're back to 6 under through 10, sorry. If I can get a 10 under, I'll be happy. So we'll pop that up to the driver. We'll send that down there. A little bit of a push with the open club face. Ball is pretty level. 173 we'll call it, and then 181 with the wind. Alright, so hopefully a 7-iron should be pretty much bang on. That is perfect swing. You know, if it can sit nice and quick, it does. We are about 7-8 feet from the hole. 7 feet again. I'm not going to aim more than half out. 1, and let it turn and drop in. We claw that bogey back. And I'm bloody sweating doing this. So I have the heating on and everything because it's a miserable day outside. I don't recall any of the par 3s, but here we have par 3, 260. Going to play about 265. Call it 257 with the wind, so it's bang on for that. We're going to pull that right back and choke back on the 5 wood and send that up there. I think the green does feed from right to left here, so hopefully that should... Alright, got a bit of a lengthy putt, but it's, again, as I said in my general tips and tricks video, play for par on every single hole. I'm going to give this about a one-liner. Let's take off 5, 33, 1, 2, 3, and pop it down there. A little bit extra power, but yeah, I carried on a little bit. I was a little bit too heavy-handed with that one. So 1, and send it up. We're in for the par. That's another thing as well, that if you do miss a putt and it does start, and it is going to travel on a little bit like that, just watch the ball. Because if you don't have that putt preview available to you, as you can see, I am not using it. You are going to want to watch the path the ball takes to get a general idea of what your putt is going to break like on the way back to the hole. 149 up 20, we call it 21, is going to play about 156, and with that wind, we'll call it a little bit of D-loft on that 158-ish. So closer, yeah, closer to 160. Need that to sit quickly, and that will do. Again, just going to put that maybe about left edge, actually just inside as a very subtle right to left as the putt starts. In 8 under par. What hole are we on? I have absolutely no bloody idea. We are on hole number 14, so 8 under through 13. It's not doing too bad for a little speed run. Send that on down there. Speed it up because I keep forgetting to do it. Force a habit of mine, I like to watch the shots play out. Right, ball is severely below the feet. Got to take that into account. 83. Gonna play about, say, 84-ish. Yeah, okay, right, that'll do. We'll just pop that to about there. And do that. A little bit extra on the power, but it's turning nice. Can it come back a little bit? It does, so we should be roughly around about 10 feet. We are just inside. That shouldn't break much. Tall, so just pop it there with a 1 count and get it in that left side. We are now 9 under par. Okay, another par 3, but it looks things. 174 down 10, so about 171 with the wind. I think we'll just give a little touch of D-loft. Actually, bring that spin back. And here's the flipping ice cream van. I'm just going to let the ice cream van play, will it? No, I'll mute the mic for a minute. He's putting me up. I can hear him in the distance. Yeah, here he is. So I'm going to mute my mic for a minute and keep on playing. Oh my God, he does it every time. I was just going to say a massive thank you to the ice cream van for giving me a double bogey there. Just completely crapped it. Every time, without fail, we are going to take a 5-wood up here. And if he doesn't shut that up, I'll go out and shut it up for him. Send it. Is he done? I mean, I wouldn't mind. It's chucking it down with rain about 10 minutes ago, and here he is around offering people ice cream. Nobody wants ice cream. He's going to literally drive off now in a second. No customers. And that is probably not going to stop. So yeah, thank you, Ice Cream Man, as I said, giving me a double bogey on the scorecard. We were doing quite well there. We'll go about half out on this. I'm going to go 1 and pop it down there, and we're in. Pop one of the shots back. That was a par 5 as well. So we got a par 3 and a par 4 to finish things off. Let's see if we can claw it up to a 10 under. And I would be happy with a 10 under then. We're getting a bogey and a double bogey. But either way, for multiple distractions on speed playing, well, I say speed playing as quick as I can. 189, going to play about 179, bring that back to there, choke back on there, a little bit of loft and spin. Is that fading off? Yeah, that's feeding off the back, so want to try and not go too long. A little bit extra power there. Get down ball, that's off the green. Off the green. But as you can see, I mean, like, the putts are fairly consistent. That is a terrible shot. I'm actually going to go with a flop shot here, I think. Pop that up to there, pop it up to there. I don't even think that's going to get there, to be honest. Let's do that one. Whoop, got stun on the slope. That will do very nicely, thank you very much. Just outside the left edge and drop it in for a par. All right, can we get a 9 under? Can we finish at 9 under par? As it stands, if we had gotten pars and no bogeys, where, oh God, not this road again. Yeah, would have been pretty much. Let's choke back a little bit on that. Let's put a little bit of draw on it this time. That's a little bit straighter, should be easier to perform. Yeah, would have been 11 under par had I not gotten a double bogey and a bogey. Nearly got there. Maybe if I'd have played it without the draw, I don't know. But let us try. Will a flop shot get us up there? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. Let's try that one. Oh, that's bad. That was bad. All right, so now we're scrambling for a par here. As I say, I would obviously competitively be playing a lot more cautious than this. Stop there, please, ball. Thank you very much. So let's try and save the par. Shouldn't break much, just a little bit. And then we go 1. Did it turn? It did. All right, in for par. So 8 under par with a double bogey on 15 and a bogey on 9 and multiple distractions throughout the round, playing it as quickly as I possibly can. I'm happy with that. Again, as I say, if I was playing competitively in a society or something like that, I would have been taking a lot more time on my shots and calculating them a lot better. But there you go. Like, I mean, that's just that's the putt preview, or putting technique, how to read the greens and how to get the weight and stuff like that, doing the counts. That's what I do. What you see me do in every video, that is what I do in pretty much every round. If I am not feeling overly confident, we'll go on to the scorecard. If I'm not feeling overly confident and I want to just double check myself, if I'm doubting myself on putts, I will go with the other one in the worm cam as well. But there you go, without dragging this video on for too much longer, because I am hoping I can squeeze it all in within inside an hour. That is going to do it for my putting tips and tricks for anybody who may be struggling with their putting, whether you're brand new to the franchise or you are a seasoned veteran like myself. If you are struggling, hopefully you picked up something to help you gain a little bit more consistency, get it closer to the hole, and potentially drop it in and get those scores lower. If you found this video useful and helpful in any way and you did enjoy it, don't forget to drop it a like if you have not done so already, or you are just brand new to the channel. Do consider subscribing, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Until then, take care, have yourselves a good one, and bye for now.